Now, guys, I've got to be honest. This week, I've been emotionally drained, for sure. Emotionally burned out. I feel wildly uninspired to do a podcast for you today. However, the show must go on. And so, to get what you paid for this, to get the price of admission, I'm going to share with you my framework that I use, the thought process, and the hacks that I've learned that helps me stay productive and continue to achieve and moving down the field even when you're in those valleys, you're in those dips where you don't feel like doing a damn thing, you just want to fall asleep all day. I'm going to show you how to still get stuff done in those times. Let's go. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 404 of the Massive Agent Podcast. Why did that sound so weird? 404. Episode 404 of the Massive Agent Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Brohm, here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And let me get something out of the way here. It's time to take out the trash. So Wednesday of last week, September 10th, last week, Charlie Kirk was shot about 20 minutes from my house in Orem, Utah, about 25 minutes from my house. The last week's just been very heavy, as I think it has been for all of us. And honestly, it's hard for me to even articulate why it's been so heavy. So here's what I'm saying. I lost a couple hundred followers Wednesday and Thursday of last week because in my story, I shared how I was feeling. And it wasn't even much. Like I just posted some text and then I said, hey, like go hug your family, like go be with the people you love. Like, I don't know what else to do, but do that. And I lost a couple hundred followers. I had a big spike of lost followers on those 2 days. And I could not be more excited about that because I'm not going to say too much here because I don't want to turn this into a big thing, but I think it's important that I am totally fine weeding out the people who are just who have dark energy. The people who see the world in a completely different way than I do, not politically. I just don't. They don't get these podcasts. Okay? If you're somebody who gets offended by the fact that I have emotions about a man, a husband, a father, for all accounts, a good, decent person losing their life, murdered. If you are someone who celebrates this, if you're somebody who now judges me because I'm not celebrating, you don't belong in this audience. You can just go somewhere else. You can go feel however you want. You have a right to it, for sure. But I also have a right to tell you, you're not welcome here because if you are celebrating somebody's death because you disagree with them politically, in my opinion, you are not a good person. You do not have a good soul, and therefore you can go somewhere else because you're not welcome here. If you disagreed with Charlie politically, fantastic. I respect this. I'm not saying that you're only welcome here if you agreed with what he said or his political beliefs, because I didn't always agree with all of them. However, I'm a human being and I don't celebrate the death of others. So if you do, you're not welcome here. So there we go. I said a lot more than I was going to, but here we are. And the good part about this is I know that the vast majority of you are good, decent people, and political beliefs aside, you feel the heaviness and the darkness over the last week, and you're probably still processing it, as am I, as is my family. But good, decent people who understand that you can disagree politically and still care about the human, you're my people. You're my people. So thank you for letting me get that out. I think it was important to say. And this plays a big role in why I feel so damn uninspired today. Like it's just one of those days where I'm just like, blah. However, I recorded 3 videos. I got 3 pieces of content done. I'm doing this podcast. I did my Tuesday mastermind, the Real Producers Mastermind. It was still a productive day. I went to the gym. I even did leg day. I sat in the car for 20 minutes before I started working out today. And I was just like, I just want to go home and lay down. But here's what I did. Instead of like, okay, the goal is to do this big kick-ass leg workout. which is so daunting. I said to myself, the goal here is to get out of the car. Get out of the car. And so that's what I did. I got out of the car. And once I did, I just started moving naturally towards the entrance of the gym. And once I was in there, I was like, well, I may as well warm up a little bit. Well, I'm warmed up, may as well go do that first set. And pretty soon I'd done the whole damn workout. And I feel freaking amazing about that. Nonetheless, I still got home uninspired. And here we are. So I'm going to share with you my framework and some insight or some perspective about what to do when you're feeling the same way. Because look, if you over the last week, and this is not limited to just the last week, but a lot of us have felt just some heaviness over the last week for sure. Pretty much everybody that I talk to is feeling this heaviness over the last week. What do you do about it? Because unfortunately, the world doesn't stop. You know, your bills don't stop. Your family and your kids still need to eat. You still need to eat. Like, the world continues turning, and you have to continue showing up and servicing your clients because they have needs and they have deadlines, and you know that they have, like, they're relying on you. You can't afford to just take a day or a week off. A day off, yes, but a week, 3 weeks when you don't plan for it, of course not. You can't do this. So, and let me say this: the goal is not to eliminate feelings like this. It's not to eliminate the dips and the valleys. I don't think that the goal is to eliminate them altogether, because I don't think that's realistic. I think the goal is to learn how to continue moving forward, even when feeling uninspired, even when feeling no energy and you're burned out. So I wrote some notes here. Okay. So with recording content, because most of you're marketing, you're creating content, you're posting it. It's an important part of being seen. If you want to be hired by people need to know who the hell you are first. Where do they learn who you are? Social media. So make it easy on yourself. If you're recording content and you're just feeling you're feeling this lack of energy, you're uninspired, don't make it so hard. Don't create this big long YouTube video that's 20 minutes long that requires all this research with a script that you have to write. Just do that another time when you are feeling inspired. Just don't do that today. Instead, do something super simple. Maybe you just share a meme that's funny and that's easy to get out there, or a green screen video where you find an article or a post or an image that you can just green screen yourself on top of using Instagram or TikTok, because they have the green screen feature right there in the app. And you just talk about what it is that's behind you. If it's an article that you screenshotted, just give your opinion on it or summarize it, or both. If it's a video or an image or an MLS listing that you screenshotted and put behind you, just talk about what's behind you. Keep it as short as it needs to be, as short as you can. I get asked all the time, how long should my videos be? Well, the answer is as long as they need to be and not a second longer. Okay. Now, the shorter, the better, I guess, on social. That's actually not always the case, because if you can have a long video that people watch for a long time, so the social algorithms will distribute it to a ton of people because it keeps people on the platform longer. YouTube wants longer form stuff, of course, but I'm getting off the subject here. When you're feeling uninspired and you know that you have to record some content, you've got to get some stuff out there. You don't want to just put it aside for another 2 or 3 days. Make it easy on yourself. Don't make that content super complicated and requiring a script. Just do a green screen, share a meme, something that's funny, something with personality, give a quick tip about something, do a few quick stories about what's going on in your life. Or, you know, your daughter just did something funny, or, you know, your wife is wearing some weird outfit and you're giving your honest opinion and she's giving you the look, right? Because she asked for your opinion, but doesn't really want to hear it. Posting is kind of the same thing. Make it easy on yourself. If you're like, oh, I don't feel like posting today. Okay. You don't even need to record something. Just go back to the stuff that you've posted in the past that worked the best. Just, if you're feeling uninspired and you don't really feel like doing anything new, just go repost one of your best videos. Just go back to what you've posted a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months ago, or more or less, and repost it. It doesn't have to be difficult. Repost your content. A lot of the reason why we get burned out is we, including myself, I still do this shit and I have to catch myself. We put so much pressure on ourselves to constantly be creating something new. And while that's a good thing, it's also not sustainable forever. And so in the past, you've done some good stuff. You've done good stuff before. So just repost it. Makes it a lot easier. Showing houses. I know that if you're having one of those days, you don't feel like going out, getting stuck in rush hour traffic and showing houses to that buyer who's been looking for over a year. You're like, oh, they're just going to see 3 or 4 more houses again today. Not going to like them. Not going to work. The show goes on. I get it. We've all had clients like that. But eventually you do find the house. And when you do, you never know that you're about to find the house until you actually find the house. So take some comfort in the fact, if you have to show homes this afternoon and you're feeling tired, uninspired, whatever, you're just not into it, take some comfort in the fact that this could be the day. This could be the day. The house that you show this afternoon could be the one that they've been looking for the last year and a half. But if you don't show it, if you reschedule it and someone else buys it, or then they decide that they don't want to see it in the first place or whatever, but that was the one, then yeah, you might be working with them for another few weeks, few months, God forbid, a few years. So I know. And showing houses are draining. This is why I believe you should work to get to a place where you have a dedicated showing agent whose sole job is to show houses to your clients on their schedule. That frees up a ton of your time to work on income producing activities. It's also more convenient for your clients because they know they have someone on your team who is there to show them homes when their schedule requires it. And the client feels like they have a team supporting them instead of just one person. If you're a solo agent doing everything, you could be doing an amazing job, but one person is never going to be as valuable or perceived as valuable as the team of those who are kick-ass and doing a great job. Imagine if there were 3 of you or 3 of you with completely different roles in your organization, but 3 of you that are really freaking good at what you do. And the client knew they have a team behind them instead of just one person who, if they have a down day, for example, that could really affect them negatively. The gym, going to the gym. Today was one of those days where just going was the win. Just getting there, just getting my ass out of the car and going in was a win. And then I took it further and, step by step, finished the whole workout and feel amazing for that. But some days just getting there is the win. And make sure you celebrate that. Okay. Maybe the workout you do is not nearly as good or as long or as energetic as you're used to, but you fricking went. There's something to be said for training your brain to act even when you don't want to. I should have. See, if I was more inspired today, I would have done the research on this because I know I heard a whole podcast about there's this part of the brain. I think it was Andrew Huberman talking about this, but there's a part of your brain that strengthens when you do stuff, when you take action on things that you don't want to do. And that part of your brain gets stronger and stronger. So then in the future, when something pops up and you're just like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I know I need to, or I know I must, you just freaking do it because that's what you've trained yourself to do. It becomes that much easier in the future. So if you're just getting to the gym or you just did the post, you just went and showed those homes, celebrate the win because just getting it done on days like this is a big win. And you know what? Once you do it, you feel a hell of a lot better. Like right now, I'm almost all the way done with this podcast here. I'm pretty much to the end and I feel freaking awesome now. I feel inspired again because I did it. Maybe there's a lesson there. I don't know. So I actually had a pretty productive day despite feeling like shit. So just do it and you feel better. And I can tell you what, I guarantee that the rest of the day, I'm going to be feeling much better, more energetic, more on it. And tomorrow is going to be a much better day and much more productive, much more energetic because I just took action anyways. One other solution that I think is more important now than ever. Okay. Right now in the world, I think this makes a bigger impact than ever before. But when you feel like shit, when you're just down, maybe you're feeling depressed, you're feeling tired or uninspired, or you're just like, you're in one of those funks, go give someone a genuine compliment. Like, go genuinely compliment somebody. And you cannot, if you genuinely give somebody a compliment, it's impossible to continue feeling as bad as you did before. Because when you give someone else that gift, it makes you feel incredible. Like, that's why you donate to charity. That's why you do charitable things. Like, yes, it helps them, but it also helps us. Give somebody a compliment. Help somebody out. Do something nice for somebody today. And I guarantee it boosts your spirits, gets you out of the funk a hell of a lot faster. I hope this was helpful. And I know this is kind of like a Debbie Downer, wet blanket type episode. I feel like I had to say earlier what I did about Charlie Kirk and what happened and take out the garbage, so to speak. I feel like 98% of you, 99% of you are great people with great hearts, and you are my people. But if you found yourself listening to this podcast and you're not fitting that description, please go listen to something else, because you're not welcome here. If you have darkness and hate in your heart for somebody that you disagree with, I'm not okay with that. Hopefully I got the point across. Will I lose listeners today? Yep. I will lose listeners to the podcast. And I'm so excited for that. If my numbers go down a little bit, I'm going to have a big old smile on my face, because I know that I took out the trash. Thank you for listening today, guys. I'll be back next week with full energy, back at it, because I'm already feeling better. I'll be back next week with another episode of the Massive Agent Podcast, episode 405. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. And if you don't yet, you need to be following me on Instagram. Have you seen the content I'm doing lately? It's ridiculously stupid. It's funny. Someone the other day asked what I do, and I was just in one of those moods, and I'm like, you know what? I just make stupid videos and post them on the internet. And I laughed about that after, and they went and looked me up, because they're like, well, that's interesting. Like, I kind of want to see this. So they asked for my Instagram username and went and looked me up, and they're like, I'm going to follow you. I want to see. It was super cool. So like, I may actually say that now when people ask what I do. I make dumb videos for realtors and post them online. I don't know why I felt like saying that, but if you're not following me on Instagram, please do, at Massive Agent. And if you valued this episode, if this was helpful to you in any way, shoot me a DM and let me know. And I'll see you next week. We'll be back with another Massive Agent Podcast episode. Have a great rest of your week. Love your family. Love your friends. Take care.